If you're doing Go High Level, you've ever struggled with conversation AI, then this video is going to be for you, because no one on the internet's actually showing you how to make your conversation AI look and sound super human-like. Plus, how about if you want to add some extra personalization into every message to a lead or a subject? On this video, I'm going to show you how to overcome two of those problems: those personalized short messages, replying to it and making it look really human, and the ability to add a customized prompt in there so those conversations are super customized for the person that you are talking to. Personalization is the key to this. Now, my name is Altis. I run my own AI agency, and I've been using Go High Level for the last 2 years, and I have my own school group, and I've taught over 1,000 people how to use and start their own AI agencies. And Go High Level is by far one of the best tools. However, conversation AI is really lacking sometimes, and the ability to problem solve and find problems and fix those problems can also be super annoying. So sit back, relax. It's going to be a nice slow video so you can do it step by step, and I'll show you how you can download the blueprints and use it as well. So let's get into this amazing cool video. Okay, let's get this beautiful thing going, and I'll show you how cool it is and how it works. Now, again, just to explain that, normal messaging, normal short messaging, SMSing, WhatsApp, iMessage, and social media all gets done with kind of like one sentence at a time. And again, this is where, for example, in this, where normal conversation AI will kind of fall out the window, because it will process this message immediately after it's sent, then this message after it's sent, then this message. And what this automation does is it just makes it super cool and easy. And all it is going to be, and how I'm going to demonstrate this to you, is the ability for us to fill out a form. And really cool website, by the way, that I've made in here. It's going to be a high level form that has a bunch of automations in here. These couple of ones here. One triggers the form, and one is responsible for the messages, but it triggers this workflow here. And again, you'll be able to download and import this workflow. And we're going to go for every module what it is, but it's going to do some cool stuff. And ultimately, we're going to use one of these for SMS, one of these for WhatsApp, one of these for iMessages. Just because WhatsApp and iMessage can send some different things. But this is, for example, how it would look. Now, just for testing purposes, I want to show you how it works. So what I'm going to do is, for example, an ice cream shop in here, and I'm going to choose my flavors: chocolate, banana, and caramel, and some vanilla in here. So what I want to show you is the fact that we'll be able to message, and I've connected this into a high level so we can actually show you the messaging backwards and forwards. We'll be able to now send messages one at a time after our initial step, and we'll be able to personalize our messages from the data we receive, which is really, really cool as well. So imagine this being a roofing business, or for example, a real estate business, and it's either a buyer or a seller. You want to use different lingo for those kind of people. Okay, so let's get into that part for an example. So I'm just going to hit the submit button. And what this does, obviously, it connects into our amazing Go High Level. Go High Level triggers a first SMS. Now, you should say something really cool within your first SMS, like congratulations, one. Add a question to your first SMS would be the smart thing to do. But all I've done is I've just hit a hello in here just to trigger and show us in here. And I'll quickly show you. And let me just quickly log into my own Go High Level. No, just quickly pop this up. And this is just the first message that's coming, right? I just want to show you that we are sending a message out. So let's test sending those 3 messages at the same time. And what the system will do, it will be able to reply to our 3 messages. Now I've set it up so it's going to try sell us something as well. But what we're just going to say in here is, hi there, thanks, thank you. For example, imagine it's sending us from your phone. Then I'm going to say, how are you? And I'm going to say, do you have anything in chocolate? Okay. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to go through, and we'll go through the automation really soon. But what it does is it comes in here and it waits for 30 seconds for all our messages to be received. So it just stores it in a bit of a database. It receives all in our instance here, 3 messages at the same time. And then after 30 seconds, if we don't have anything else sent out, it's going to go through, concate it into a one message string, sends it to this AI agent in here, which has got a bunch of cool awesome stuff in here. And it's going to edit the message, reply to the message, look at who and what we are on our personal data that we've just sent out. And it should give us a pretty decent reply. Hey, Altus. So now it knows who we are. Hey, surprise. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. We have double fudge chunk and turtle special, both delicious chocolate options. And I've just kind of prompted, and we'll look for it later on, in a way that it's going to try and make a sale all the time, right? That's the kind of the idea. And just to show you, do you have my options? What's my favorite choices? We go down for that. And again, it's just a kind of a 30-second thing. And this is just it coming into my phone, giving me warning as well. Hey, someone is messaging you. So let me put that one on mute so it doesn't keep beeping for us. But same idea. It's going to come through, do the thing, wait the 30 seconds, and our AI agent is going to handle it. So what I want to try to show you is the importance of the ability to look and feel more human conversational, the ability to now remember personal stuff and personal information as well. You can build those out in normal workflows and then but your workflow becomes endless, where else in here in our AI agent within high level, it actually remembers what we put and even remembers the order that we put in. So, and again, it's going to say, hey, here's some stuff. I want to sell you something. And that's just the way it's set up. I've told it, try, sell us something. And this is just the persistency of it. And again, you can do your prompting better. Now, super easy. We're going to go through what it is. You'll be able to download it by just coming and importing it. I'll show you where to get it. I'll even export this cool one in here. It's kind of a cool ice cream shop. You should go to sell this to your ice cream shop. Made one shot prompted and AI Studio. I'll share this to GitHub. You'll be able to download this into your own GitHub, edit it, make it your own, because it's kind of cool looking anyway. And what I'll do is I'll give you the one snapshot that contains the form and the free workflow. It's really super easy. And what you will need is your high level, and we'll do the cool things in here. So I'll show you know where to get high level for free. Unlimited high levels is free to get n8n hosting. It's coming up at the time of the year, and hosting has got an amazing plan again. And you use the code down the bottom. You can see the self-hosted website. Instead of paying the $26 a month for n8n, right? If you go to n8n.io, you'll see pricing. It's $26 a month. It's really great, right? n8n is really, really great. But $26 a month, 5 concurrent options. Very limited, very limited. But when we come to hosting of $6 a month, so you save $19 a month, really. Plus, you get the cool discount, you get the AI, you get self-hosted, you get it gets to be unlimited, and you get the code down the bottom. You end up saving $288. So by just watching this video, coming to this link, doing this, you can save yourself $298. Super easy for that. So in the next couple of steps, we'll go through it. Now, I'm not going to build out the entire thing from the start. I'm going to show you what each module does and why it's important and what it does all on here. And I just wanted to show you in this first part the proof of concept, how it looks and feel more human. And what you need to do is you need to build out your own ones, because I'll show you these little workflows in here. They're 3-step workflows, but you need to add cool things like adding in things into a pipeline, depending on who you're going to set up for. So take a big breath and let's get into the nitty details of all of this. So before we get too far, I quickly want to show you this. Now, you'll be able to import this automation, really cool, easy file import, let the blueprint. The only thing that you're not going to have is these custom data tables, data sources within n8n. They've made it super easy. You don't have to have anything like Airtable or Superbase, nothing complicated. It all lives within n8n, and it's really simple. Coming down here, instead of creating a workflow in the top, I'm going to drop down, create a data table, and all the data table does, this is my one in here, is that we take our messages. When a message comes in, we take it, we store it in a temporary database for 30 seconds. That's just the timer I have. If nothing else comes in, we cognate all messages together and then send it to our AI agent as one. So what it does, I'll show you in here. Our last messages that we just sent in here. I had the, hi there, how are you? Oh, hi there, thanks for the message. How are you? Do you have anything that I may like? Okay, so super easy, waits 30 seconds. Then all the uses of this is once it's in there, no changes, nothing else comes in. Let's put all these together as one big giant string to give to our AI agent, which is in here. Really cool. And we'll go through all of that very soon to do some really cool stuff with it. Now, that's just a temporary database. So go create yourself a table. All I need you to have in a table is number, message, and state, because we're going to work with those. All right, you're going to see how it works. Really cool. Now, the next part is this very simple connection, or how we build a trigger. Our first message is just flummoxing for them. So we're creating form. We have all our messages in here, and what we do is we click the name and we collect these custom variables. Everything is sent to our agent to make this very personal. Now, these can be in a format like this. For example, and here the one that I've asked you to fill out is these might be your custom variables. So answer one is going to be this, and that's what it's going to send. So I'm going to be able to send flavors. This is going to send specific answers, for example. All right. So very specific. It's just a simple go high level form. Now, high level forms really easily lives in and sites, and we have our forms in here. Super easy to set up. I have that, and it's our AI examples ice cream in here. All right, so that's the form in there. Just add it to any website because you can use embedded code. Super easy for that. That load for a second. Ice cream test, I call it. Same things in here as what you see in there, and that's what I've added to the website. Now, the next thing we're going to need is some sort of automation. So once someone fills out the form, something needs to happen, right? So what we're going to have is we're going to enable our GoHighLevel to send out a message when we get the form. Now it can be welcome, thank you for doing the audit. It can be any opening message you want. Now, if it's going to be for something like a roofing survey, we're going to fill it out, and you'll be able to make this message totally customizable. We can say anything like, hi there, I saw that you just filled out a form for a roof cleaning assessment for your residential home, for your commercial business. Anything. We just want to trigger that first message so we can get some messages back to them. So the best option will always be having a question, right? Because people reply to questions. So there's just going to be a normal welcome message like that. Really bad example, but that welcome message is just going to sit there. Will they respond? When they respond? Just think about that one for a second. Now, that's the easiest parts to do. All of it, the rest is easy. You'll see where it goes, how it all connects together. So the next part is that what happens when someone sends a reply message for us. Now, normally what you would do in GoHighLevel with Conversation AI is come to your AI agents, you'll hit either Conversation AI, and you would enable an agent, you'll build out an agent. This agent will have either the complete SMS functions in here, and you'll have to do some bot training. And what you'll have to do, the bot goals, you'll have to fill out things in here. And within here, you can add those custom variables, right? You can add those custom variables that you just filled in, but it doesn't always read it that well. For some reason, Conversation AI just doesn't work that well. And you're set and limited by the very basic system that you fill out in here, right? So you can add all these cool stuff in here, human handover, and it does have a good place for it, but we want those specific messages. We want those custom variables. It works very well. So you're not going to do it. All we're going to say, leave it out. Once someone sends us an SMS, I want you to take that SMS and I want you to take all their contact information and I want to send it over to our webhook in here. So everything starts with webhooks now in here. Simple, super easy webhook sits here and listens for us. We're going to come back in here and I'll show you what it is. All of this is, no, it's not incoming. So when the message comes in, all we're going to do is make sure we check up and see who they are and what they are. No, this is not the right one. We are going to look for the message reply one. So there's this one here. Once an SMS message comes in, the second row, once a channel, it's going to be SMS. Super easy. SMS, once a channel is coming here, this workflow is going to trigger. Trigger is going to be anything coming in the base mix. Now, what you should do in here is build out some if stuff. All right. You should have if this is a new message, if this is a new contact, if context doesn't exist. Really easy in here is the conditional in here. You should build that in. You should also build in something very similar to a pipeline. We add people into a pipeline. If this is the first time they're applying, because ultimately you want to do some follow up as well. So all those cool stuff we should add in here. But all we're going to do custom webhook. Message comes in, we're just going to send everything off to our n8n webhook. If you get, you should also add your authentication. And what do we send off? We send off all the important parts. We're going to send off the contact ID, the name, so it knows the name, the message, what's the message that they just said, and the phone number, the email, and we're going to send those very specific variables and off, and we just send it all over to n8n, and this automation is going to start handling all of it. Now, very super easy. I'm going to go through all of it. We're not going to go through building it out. I'm going to show you what each one does. So, simple variable comes in. It grabs everything for us from our webhook, right? So webhook in here, we have our variables in here, and we're just going to go through and mount all these out as we go. So upon that, we're going to set our fields. So the reason I like the set fields is if this is going to be any other webhook. So if we are going to use this with any other system that is not GoHighLevel, that is not going to send data over in this format. So it might be in a different format, might be normal Twilio, might be another messaging function here, it might be a web chatbot function that is not GoHighLevel. You can still use this automation, right? So all it does is in here is we set our variables in the very next step. So the only thing we have to do next time is change out the webhook. So in here, I'm just mounting everything number to a name. Now it seems very silly. That just means that we can integrate this for anything else, right? So these are the things that I've said. These are the questions that I've said. And this is the message that I said initially. All right. So I'm going to pin that one in there. Then what we do is we're sitting here. We're going to add this into our database. So we're taking this message, we're adding it into our database in here, but we're changing the status. Instead of saying processed, we're changing it and saying it, adding it and saying that it is pending, right? So very simple. We're going to do a row, append a row. We are appending the messages from our database in here. So we select the name that we have, this one on here, pending messages. Then we say we want to map it all out. So we're going to map the number to the number, the message to the message, and the state is going to be called pending. Then what we do is we sit around and we wait for 30 seconds. All right. So we pin that one. Then we sit around, we wait for 30 seconds. Within this 30 seconds, any messages that come in is going to come to our database and it's just going to collect up. Pending, pending, pending. All right. So once this is all pinged out, we're going to go through, wait 30 seconds. If nothing else is in there, we're going to say, get all the rows. I want you to get all the messages that says pending. Let me move this over here. All the messages that says pending, and I want you to change the status of them. So we're getting rows. We're searching in the rows for all messages. It says pending. That's come from our number. So two things. It needs to have an end. And once we find all those messages, we are going to do two things. Number one, we're going to change the pending to process. So we know not to redo them. Okay. So we don't want it to reply to the same messages over again. Then once it's done, we're going to go and coordinate them together. Right. So in here, come through here, we get our rows. And then we're going to say, if the row exists, we need to run a loop. So if it finds messages that says pending, we need to run a loop. And this loop is going to go through these three batches. 1, 2, 3. It's going to go 1, 2, 3 and change all those three to processed. Right? So message 1, process, message 2, process, message 3, process. And this is just going to be an update. We go through the update. We're going to find what this row number is. So we get the row number. And then in that row number, we change it. So find the row number. And we want to change the status to process. All right. So I'm very slow here, so I hope this makes sense. So all it does, we're adding message 1, message 2, message 3. If nothing comes in 30 seconds, we're going to go find this number, change it to process, find this number, change it to process, find this number, change it to process. Then we're going to remember everything that we've set in here. Oops. So everything that we've set in here, and we're going to put it all together as one message. Now, the reason the if is in here is that if everything runs out, it's not going to get stuck in a loop. All right. So it's going to get our rows. It's going to get 3 rows. Now, let's say it gets nothing. It's just going to end our workout. This is all it does. Good little safety measurement. Now let's change all of this, updating our rows one at a time. All right. We're going to hit over. And this code I done with Gemini. And let me quickly go find the Gemini code for this. Because I had to go for a bit of Gemini history. And all I'm saying is I said, Gemini, help me write out some custom JavaScript. All right. So done a couple on through here. And what it does, and you can see it was a backwards, forwards conversation with Gemini, a couple of problems that I ran into. So it's a bit of a long chat on it. I'm not going to go through all of it, but I'm saying is you have 3 batches in here. Take those 3 batches, combine the part that says message. So you have 3 batches. Batch 1, batch 2, batch 3. I want you to combine everything that says message together as one batch. Super cool code in here. And what the output does is we have the number and it's then taken at all. It's made of one batch in here. And we've put the message together as, hi friend, how are you? Do you have chocolate? All right. So very important step in here. Else, remember, n8n, all of this will run 3 times now after this if anything happens, but we're taking 3, we're making 3, combine it together and do one. Now there is the append module, I think. There is the module for it, but what happened? I think it's the aggregate module. Now what does with the aggregate module? There used to be a function in here back when I started with n8n to aggregate all our fields together and add a specific field and separate it with a comma. Couldn't get this to work for the life of me, so I decided not to use that, but rather use this. Now, And the only other thing this is going to do next, so all we're doing is putting all our messages together. And then all this is doing in here is we're switching depending on what my input is. So my input in here, you'll notice that I've actually added a very specific line saying this type is going to be SMS. Now, if I want to connect up WhatsApp or iMessage, this will say WhatsApp, iMessage. And I'm just using a slightly different AI agent for each of them, but this is a switch. So comes in and says, hey, what is this type in here? Our type is going to be SMS. So therefore, if it's SMS, send it to this arrow agent, sends it to this arrow agent, sends it to this arrow. Now, the good thing in here with our AI agent, both of n8n, is that we get to add our custom value to it. So number one, a memory. So we'll be able to share our memory across all the AI agents. Now, if we are messaging them on SMS and then swap out and messaging them with WhatsApp, it will remember what we've sent as an SMS, send in the WhatsApp or the iMessage because we share the same memory. Now, this is the cool part. Your AI agent. Now, these couple of things in here we'll talk about this, was super important. But my AI agent just says, yo, you are getting some messages coming in, right? There's your messages. It's the combined messages. We're going to look in here. It is the shifted out. So 3 put together that we've built out. I want you to be this. So this is the system message. It says, you're a helpful assistant. You work for the ice cream shop. So as we customize it. Always use SMS type messaging. Make your messages short. Use WhatsApp. Make your messages a bit longer. Your goal is to be friendly, answer all the questions, but always drive towards a sale. That's why it always says, hey, do you want a scoop? So we changes that. You are an SMS agent and you reply for the short messages. Put some examples in here. And then we are going to add some customizing or some personalization. And we're going to say that keep these messages one to for short. You receive the contact name. So you're going to say, hey, we always want to say, hello, Altus. Hello, David. Hey, David. David, what about this? And we're going to say, we know some stuff about you, David. We know that David likes, Altus likes chocolate, caramel, banana, and vanilla. All right. Here is a bit of a list for us. So now we can add some context about our business. So we, number one, make this personal. So we give it rules to live by. Then we're going to say, here's some custom variables. We're getting a name. We're going to say, Altus likes these things. Then I'm going to tell you, as an ice cream shop, this is what we have. And I'm going to say, your output is going to need to be like this. So kind of follow the basics of prompting, right? So you're going to say what we get, who it is, what we have, what we know, and what you need to do, right? Drive the sale, answer the big query. And then we're going to say, what's the output we want? Then I'm going to say the output needs to be in 3 messages. Now, in here, I'm saying, at the very least, always reply with 3 messages, never reply with more than 3. Keep each message short, 1 to 3 messages. Very, very important trick and tip. And here's to have this in there. And again, if you want this, you know where to get it, screenshot it, save it. So 1, 2, 3, screenshot if you need to. Yeah. With our agents and our agents n8n specifically, you get the option to enable the fallback model. Very good to have. Very good to have. Always have a fallback model in here. And then our specific output requires a specific output. Yeah, in here. This is what I mean. Our fallback model. So we're going to use OpenAI for this. For this one, I use GPT-4 very simple, easy, it's not complex. If I want to add a extra tool to it, remember you can add tools to it. We can add a lookup databases. We can look up functionality to it, which makes this even more powerful, right? Super, super powerful. We have a fallback module. So instead of using OpenAI, I have another subscription somewhere, or it's not a subscription, it's page. You go with OpenAI that says, if OpenAI for some reason fail, they're down, they're not working, our backup AI agent is going to be Gemini, right? So as a backup, we're going to use it. So fail safe, backup, We have a memory in here that we're going to share out against everyone. And then what we have here is that we need a specific output. So our output needs to be reply 1, reply 2, reply 3. And it's going to need to be a specific reply that we wrote out. And that's just what it is. So we get a reply 1, reply 2, reply 3. Now, how do we send all this back to GoHighLevel? We need to send 3 separate webhooks back to GoHighLevel. Super easy again. Now I've done the exact same in here. So what I said in here, putting all messages together into one batch, we now going to extract this out into 3 batches so we can run this 3 times in here. So what this does is it takes 1, 2, 3 into one, and we're making 3 items, 3 separate items. So item 1. So this is one item, right? So it's all under output, item 1, item 2, item 3, and we take this into 3 separate ones. And literally all I did was back in Gemini, came back over here, said, revert that for me, all right? Write it out in the opposite for me. And that's what it did. All right? So item 1, item 2, item 3. So therefore we have 3 items. We're just going to use a little cool loop function in here where you're going to say loop over and send our data back to GoHighLevel. All right. So all we're going to do is in here, take this and we're sending a couple of things to GoHighLevel. So number 1, we're sending the phone number so we know who to message in GoHighLevel. Number 2, we're making sure that the phone number and the email is connected. So we're sending the actual email field in here. So it's not mapped at the moment because we edited a couple of things. And then we're sending over our actual message, which is going to be whatever we have in here from our code, right? So message 1 we're sending over. So we're sending it. I'll show you how this looks on HighLevel, but what we do is we send this, we wait. So it looks like 5 seconds, probably do this 10 seconds. We're going to wait, send message 2, wait, send message 3. So therefore you get 3 messages at a time. Now, very easy to set it up on GoHighLevel again. We're going to look at our incoming messages, and all it is a webhook that we create. Well, I have to delete all of these later on. It's going to be a webhook that we create. So incoming messages. We have a webhook listening. From this webhook that we're listening is we're going to make sure we update our contact. So we're going to make sure that it's either create a contact or update a contact. So we're going to make sure that we find alters with the email address that's coming in and the phone number that comes in. And you'll see once you start setting all these up, it's really easy. You're going to set it all up and you're going to be able to map from different replies. And there's going to be all the replies in here, but it's always going to be the same. And you're going to be able to see that all of this comes in. And this is going to be the last one that we're getting. It's going to say that we do offer bananas, banana cream pie, tropical monkey. And then we're going to send this over and the phone number over. Now, we want to send this message to Altus. How do we do it? So we're updating a contact. Very easy. Updating our contact. And then all we're doing is we're sending an SMS. And the SMS is just simply easy. And I can see if I can map this out here. It's an inbound webhook. And it's the message that we're getting back. So this sits here. And all it does is it gets activated 3 times. We're going to have a look in here. Enrollment history and execution history. So you can see those 3 ones came in 5 seconds, 6 seconds after another. And you should be able to show some more data in here. Removed it in here, added to workflow, SMS, view details. And that's the problem with HighLevel. It doesn't really show much on here, which is very frustrating. Or you can see your contact history. We saw it. There, nice is all the last. Go to action. It'd be nice if we can see the actual user. So it'd be nice if I could click on this and go straight to it. But It's a simple idea. And this just runs in the background all the time constantly. Message just comes in. Let's go out in here. Message comes in via a reply from GoHighLevel. So GoHighLevel receives a message. Go back. Go back. GoHighLevel receives our messages. Go back again. And then on load. So GoHighLevel sends a message off with a question, right? So if someone fills out a form, it sends the message off. If they reply, it comes in through in here. So the reply comes in. It sends the message, the question, the answer, whatever, back to our n8n that starts on here. It triggers. It puts it into a database for us. It waits for 30 seconds. If it doesn't receive anything else, that's all right, it goes on. If it does receive anything else in 30 seconds, it adds it and adds it and adds it for as many as you want for 30 seconds. Usually people think about 3 or 4 lines, right? Once it has that messages in 30 seconds, it goes through and it reads all the messages and updates it saying now it's processing the messages, so it's up in process. Then it comes through and it puts all 3 messages together into one long message. It then sends it to our AI agent that says, "Your AI agent, here's some custom details. This is what we're getting. This is what you get." And be like an SMS, send short messages, have the output like this. Then our automation takes the output, it all takes it into 3 batches, and it sends it to GoHighLevel 3 times with a 10-second, 5-second time delay. GoHighLevel, easy, just sends it out one at a time. Receives the message, sends a vortex. Receives the message, sends a vortex. Now, these can all be things like WhatsApp. It's can all be part of. So if you have one in here, we'll add the one for WhatsApp, the one for iMessage out. And if you want to know how to do all of those, make sure you use the My CRM link down below that gives you the ability to add separate WhatsApp and iMessages in here, which makes deliverability super high. And so that is a really super easy build. Should make a lot of sense to you. I didn't want to build this out from the start. I wanted to just go through all of this and explain to you how it happens. So cut it a little bit of time for us. And you have a better understanding what this works, because you need to have understanding in regards to putting the messages there and changing it in the type of, we're having 3 batches, putting 3 batches into one, so we don't run it 3 times afterwards. If you didn't have the 3 batches, this will run 3 times at a time, and it won't have context. And then you'll just have the simple same thing as conversation AI, right? 1, 2, 3 in here. The ability to have your AI agent with backup modules, super important, backup modules. You'll be able to share the same memory across different platforms. So your SMS, your WhatsApp, all of that will understand what is happening here because we're sharing the memory. The backup module, sending it out now, separating it into separate messages. If you want to make it longer, let's say each message needs to be at least 2 sentences, because that's a bit more you can type in WhatsApp. Sometimes people do that, send a long paragraphs because it doesn't matter that much. Then save here, then taking it one, splitting it into 3, sending it 3 times to GoHighLevel, and GoHighLevel allows us to SMS it out. Now, this can be built into something substantially bigger by adding tools, by adding functions to it, right? So when we have specific functions, tool calling, connecting this to an MCP server, so the ability is way more endless than what you could have in a simple conversation. So make sure you check it out. Make sure you come down the bottom, fill out the links. Please come through and have a look at the school community if you need to. Make sure you come and fill out our little quick assessments in here as well. And what I want to do is show you the proof of concept, how this is better, smarter, and you have infinite abilities to it. Because when you have a better AI agent with more functions, it means you have something that stands out, that is more valuable, and therefore people will be able to add all those things to you. Now, again, voice AI is by far going to be the best, but SMS marketing is going to be a lot better than any sort of voice AI agent that calls out. So
come check out all the free things if you are interested in unlimited free Go High Level. Make sure you come check out the sport. You get unlimited free Go High Level accounts, sell to your clients, resell them, add workflows to it, add voice arrow to it, sell to businesses. So many opportunities in here. I got all the awesome n8n things you'll see. It's one of the biggest n8n collections that I have in here that I built out. And very specific modules. So hope you liked the video. Please follow, please like, please subscribe, and yeah, help me grow this awesome channel. So talk to you all later.